success. What do you think?
Well, no big shock there. We're going to lose a hard breacher in the ban phase because Evil Geniuses is starting on the defense. So why not make things a little more difficult for SSG starting on the attack? They will counter with a Capitao ban. And the good news is the hard breacher taken out is Hibana, so you still have some flexibility with Mav and Thermite kind of being a little interchangeable, but you lose the option to get 3 hatches at once on one round, basically.
Yeah, it's unfortunate losing the Hibana, but not the end of the world. These players are ready for any type of switch up with these operator bans. Just going to have to change a little bit of how they attack, but not much is going to change. Let's see what the last ban is. Maestro, I like that ban. 2 strong defensive operators off the board. And this is going to be interesting to see what teams replace with the Maestro. I could possibly maybe see a Doc. But yeah, I mean, that's a huge defensive hold. Completely eliminated, so no pesky defender operators we got to worry about. And here we go, going to the basement.
Going to the basement first for Evil Geniuses, and they're rocking almost a similar lineup to what they were on Coastline on a lot of their defenses. NVK a fixture on Mozzie these days. Mo's going to flex over to the Legion instead of the Jaeger this time, and they're currently abandoning a Jaeger. Let's see what Geo does in the Cade. He is going to 6-pick off the Cade, and Rampy's going to go to a Jackal. Okay, good reads. No, bad reads, Rampy. You almost had it.
Go Buck, and then we go Jackal, and then we go back to Buck.
So close. But Geo's on the Vigil, and I mean, what are you going to bring a Vigil for if you're not trying to roam on Club?
Yeah, and I like the switch up actually from Evil Genius, just hopping off the Cade and going to the Vigil roam. Thatcher just is a perfect counter, or he is the counter for Cade. And let's go to an operator that's not going to be easily countered, so I do like that switch up. Spacestation still playing it safe, though, bringing that Thatcher. I like the lineup from Spacestation. I also like the lineup from Evil Geniuses. This is going to be a good round.
Yeah, the visibility, you're still going to have a bulletproof camera on Young. You just want to have the option to have 2, basically, with the Evil Eyes, with both Echo and Maestro being banned away. That's a lot of intel gathering taken away. You obviously still have the Mozzie, but no Valkyrie being elected to be brought by Evil Geniuses. And it's, at least like you said last map, Mo on the Legion, still a little bit of intel. It's a different kind of intel. So you tandem that with a Mozzie and you should be okay. It's just nice having actual visibility and the ability to pick.
Yeah, Legion definitely not a supplement for like a Valk or an Echo or any camera for that matter, but just having that sound cue, knowing exactly what Legion mine went off is definitely impactful and definitely gives a lot of information for the defenders. Geo, though, he's going to be roaming up top in Garage. SSG likes to take control of the Garage. Most teams do, and Geo's ready to contend that right when they come into the building.
Ramp is going to make a quick, okay, the motor hatch is open. Not expecting that one. Ramp is going to back off and wonder what the hell's going on here. But if you see hatches open by defenders, your first thought ought to be there's people upstairs who want to have the ability to rotate back.
Yeah, now the question for Space Station is, do we rush the site or do we clear out these roamers? And they have to decide that quick. There's not going to be a lot of time if they just sit here and stall. They got to make a decision. We're going to push these guys up, and that's exactly what they're doing. Canadian's going to push these guys out, coming up from up top through the Master. I don't know, is anybody pushing from a different angle? This might be a linear push.
Yeah, it looks like it's Canadian leading the charge right now, just opening up a kill hole for a rotation behind the island in cash. You got 2 members over there by the CCTV door and hard wall. That would be reinforced if it was a CCTV cache from defense. Rampy is pinching in tandem, and it looks like Thinking Nate has gotten downstairs in the lounge to hold any rotates, or rotates back down. MVK has got an impact into the rafters. He's going to get droned out here. Not sure if anyone is well aware of Mo's position. Everyone's going to start to bail here for Evil Geniuses. They've killed almost half the round, or more than half the round now, and Thinking Nate, though, is going to catch NVK on a rotate, playing inside of Stock. Stock hatch is also left soft, but Geo is going to hit the bail into Oil Pit. Trying to re-engage now will be Mo in towards Stock. There goes Thinking Nate to at least trade one back. The hatch is soft, and Mo can open it up. That's exactly what he's going to do after he hits a full reload. He's going to join the rest of the team on EG. So a Thatcher for a Mozzie. No Cade on the hatches
that's a win. So there's no Cade. And I like the call from Space Station to clear those guys out. It's unfortunate for SSG to lose Nade, but I really like the rotates coming out from EG. Mo making that rotate, dropping back into blue to play site. Space Station only has 46 seconds left, so they got to go quick, and they have to decide where they want to plant this bomb.
Especially with the Hibana being gone, it's going to occupy even more time now for Fultz to try and open up hatches with the Maverick Story Torch. So that means you got to get Bosco in with the exothermic charges that can be impact tricked. I mean, this is a precarious spot here. Bosco's going to flash his entry down through the moto hatch. Young waiting for anyone to push in through blue as well. So thermite charge onto the church wall. There's only 20 seconds left for everyone to barrel in. It's going to be a bloodbath in the midst of church. Everyone starts pouring in and dumping utility at the breach hole. All the smoke's detonating. The stun canisters come soaring out. No one can see anything right now. It's pure pandemonium, but Gio will start things off. Necrox as well playing the breach. Fultz on a trade, helping in through blue on the rotate, but the diffuser is down. There's no time remaining, and Necrox and Mo will clean it all up. Evil Geniuses will take round number 1.
There we go, time and time again, talking about time. Space Station on the clock. They're having to make decisions quick, and unfortunately, it's not going their way. Evil Geniuses, though, I love the aggressiveness from Mo, and after that, falling back down to sight, he played that perfectly. Look at Gio and the smile on his face. He is hyped up. They are playing this perfectly right now.
Gio's always got a smile on. Even if things are going poorly, he's still one of the happiest people I think I've ever met in my entire life.
I've never seen him frown.
I have never seen him upset, really.
Like, he goes to bed smiling. Like,
honestly,
he's sleeping and he's still smiling. It's like, you can frown sometimes, or at least just have a straight face. But no, Gio's a great guy, and all these players are just really, the community as a whole is just phenomenal, and we're really lucky to have everybody. So, wow. Whew, what a time to be alive.
Honestly, and for Space Station, the reads on the 6 picks really going against them here. It was Evil Geniuses, Gio specifically flexing a castle, maybe trying to indicate that they're going gym bedroom, or even some wild bar stock hold.
Which is so funny to think about, because every team knows, hey, if you show a castle, you are going master. Gio said, hey, let me show you the castle, which makes no sense, because look, we're going to master, and I'm going to 6-pick off of it, because really we're going to cash. There's no castle in play, so a little bit of a mind game coming from Space Station, and I love to see it. Or sorry, coming from EG, and I love to see it.
That also forced Rampy to 6-pick to the sledge, anticipating the castle being on the board, and he was on Buck previously. So you still got frag grenades, but you've lost the ability to go underneath into something like stock and start ripping up the floor in cash if you were ever given that kind of real estate. So options now limited by the operator choices in the 6 picks here for Space Station. Evil Geniuses seem to be toying with their food a little bit.
Yeah, Gio kind of playing this aggro role, rotating through Master, rotating through Strip Club, maybe trying to catch somebody off guard. Space Station really just needs to be on edge and on point, so Gio does not catch them off guard. Gio has been an impactful player this entire series, so I'm looking at him right now, making sure that he's not about to go off, because this guy has been unstoppable and unpredictable.
Well, looks like Gio is debating going for a run out from Strip. Now he's going to slap open and prep the pool table window. Check his Valkyrie cam that he has outside. MVK also playing the front door right beside Lounge, so looking to take an aggressive stance here will be Evil Geniuses on their defense, and not really a surprise after the roam we just saw executed on the first round there.
Yep, Space Station focusing on getting that wall. I'm pretty sure they just got it open, so now they can focus on Garage. The key is who is playing in Garage and where are they playing. Luckily for Space Station, they do have grenades, so they have a way of eliminating somebody that if they're playing up in the rafters, but they have to do this quick. They only have 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
Runs into sight, and yeah, like you said, rafters control will be the next progression on the checklist. Talk about Clubhouse being more of a checklist map. And really, the worry for me right now is Gio and NVK on the roam for Space Station. It doesn't look like they have any intel on this happening whatsoever, and this could be flank central for the both of them. The bottom portion of Garage will get opened up with the last exothermic charge from Bosco. The rafters control still well in hand here for Young on the dock. He's also got support from Gio and NVK, and NVK might be going for the jump here. Don't baby like this at the pool table window.
Getting aggressive. Not able to spot anybody, though. Unfortunate for him.
Looking for the breach hole, anyone pushing in, but Rampy's already made it into the lower portion of Garage. And actually, wow, Young bailed and got out of Garage, so he surrendered that control. It's the easiest take SSG's ever had in their life into rafters, but he falls back to cash stairs to hold the window for any kind of rotates in.
Yeah, interesting call from EG, but they know what they're doing. It looks like they're going to be playing a little bit more of a passive hold here, so it's not the end of the world for EG and giving up that control. Space Station didn't have to fight for it, but they got to start acting now. They only have 40 seconds left. They got to get that bomb down.
Still have 3 smokes in the back pocket for Necrox here to really delay time. I think this is Mo downstairs on the Bandit. Mo might have a Nitro cell as well with Valkyrie cameras in place. Gio looks like he's rotating over as well. This could be fireworks underneath inside a lounge with no control from Space Station. Looks like now Canadian is rotated downstairs awaiting this. Mo holding the corner, a frag grenade kill for Rampy, and Canadian lands a nice shot onto Mo. And now another one now for Fultz. The frag grenade comes soaring in, but suddenly it's a 2-on-5. Young and NVK trying to work out of a post-plant scenario now. NVK with 1 onto Canadian downstairs. Young fully blind into the site as Fultz is holding his door. Opposite side sides of the frame from one another. A late ping is what Young is focused on currently. Doesn't spot the barrel, and Fultz with 2 on the round now leaves NVK alone on the top of Cash stairs in a 1v4 playing the bomb chassis. Fultz will light it up. 3K for him, and Space Station able to salvage one.
Yeah, with the time on the clock, I think I would have liked to have seen EG maybe stay in garage and contest it a little bit longer. Space Station did not have a lot of time to work with, and if they had a body in garage, it really would have slowed them down. It really just came down to ones there, though. Space Station winning their 1v1s, and just a clean round from Space Station. They didn't even really need to get the bomb plant down. They just killed everybody, and that was it. So good round for Space Station. I'm curious to see if EG is going to do something to mix up that round to go more in their favor.
Really looked like EG probably should have had that one. 2 nitro cells downstairs in lounge. Canadian with a brilliant play, though, to rotate into stock and cover that. Even if it was in the dying seconds, it was well thought out there. And no, actually, we're going to go to gym bedrooms. Evil Genius is abandoning CCTV cache, and Gio's going to stay on the Valkyrie. We're not going to get a 6-pick to a castle at all. So defending this site with all these lines of sight open from windows, this could be precarious for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the site, but I understand why teams like it. They play it a certain way, and sometimes you can get an edge on your opponents. I'm curious to see what EG is going to do in terms of holding this site and how SSG plans to stop this hold.
It's pretty simple so far with the cache hold on the far side of the map. A lot of reinforcements and utility being invested into holding this, as long as Necrox can use those electric claws to trick. You've got all 3 hard wall deniers on the lineup for EG. Young on the mute, Necrox on the Cade, and Mo on the bandit. So lots of wall denial here for Evil Geniuses. Looks like they want to stall out in the cache side pretty long here.
So let's focus on exactly where Space Station is going to be gaining this control. Are they just going to go straight to Jacuzzi, or are they going to clear out cache and server? Every team has a different way of taking this match, and it really it depends on the information that SSG gathers from these roamers from Evil Geniuses. Where are they playing? Where are they sitting? A standard place for people to hold is just in that cache. Normally people like to hold that cache, either Cade trick with it or impact trick the wall to make sure that they can't open up any of the thermite holes. It looks like SSG might be going for a clear out of cache, but maybe they might see it's a little dangerous and switch it up. So let's see exactly how SSG wants to kind of dissect this hold that Evil Geniuses have.
One thing I like from the Evil Geniuses side in terms of their roster right now and operators is because of their wall denial operator choices. They also have the possibility for 4 nitro cells. That's a lot of lethality at range, especially to be able to play below. We got 1 and 2. Necrox is playing the impacts, but Mo will make 3 nitro cells for all of Evil Geniuses. Thank you again, Marcio. As the EMPs will come out, flashbangs send over to try and burn out any ADSs, and Bosco instead oh no, Necrox completely blind. Gonna have the wall right behind him. He has no idea it's the top cache stairs wall. Instead, whipping down the stairs and turning away at the wrong time. Necrox unaware of Bosco's position. He's gonna get the opening pick on the round.
Great pinch coming in from Space Station. They played that perfectly. They focused him on one wall and Bosco got the other. That's exactly how you want to do it. If you remember last time Rampy playing in that spot, he did an excellent job with the Cade tricking and impact tricking, and it looks like Necrox was caught off a little bit off guard there.
Yeah, it seems like those stun grenades being sent over the wall really caused some havoc in his ability to decipher which wall was going to be opened up by Bosco. It looks like that hip fire shot that he sent out in his, last moments was able to tag Bosco. He's down to about 25 HP. It's not bad, but it's the thermite. You're probably looking for some other targets there, and you've lost the man inside of cache. Now with a minute left, Space Station having a lot of map control on the far side. They just need to convert over to Jacuzzi wall and start getting the plant going on.
Yeah, you see Bosco playing Jacuzzi. He might be trying to get this Jacuzzi wall opened out. You see Nade rotating on the Thatcher. He's going to assist Bosco in opening up this wall. This really allows for a dynamic push coming out from Space Station. They only have 40 seconds, so they've got to work quickly here, and they're also going to be gaining control of this office. You see them droning out office. They know that Young is in there, so Young and MVK are going to be a huge factor in this round.
Oh, going prone, but it won't matter. NVK able to spot it, and Mo will tack on for a second one now. Canadian to fall. See, that was both of the members trying to pinch in through construction. Fultz will now file into the former position that both of his team members were aggressing through in construction. So the pinch turns into nothing now, and with 17 seconds left, it's all EG all day. Another one for Gio now, and Mo playing inside of the bathroom, sprays in towards Fultz. Bosco still can't get the wall open, and Young now will take down Fultz. It's all Bosco alone now, carrying the diffuser, trying to push down the hallway. Takes down a one on a Gio, a second one on an NVK, but there's no time remaining. Up against the master bed. and time will expire. Evil Geniuses will win their gym bedroom defense.
Good closeout from EG. That was a great starting round for SSG. It was looking like it was going to go their way. They played it perfectly. They were working together. They were communicating, droning to get that wall open. Cash normally is the first problem that you run into when you're trying to take that map control. But right there, we saw Spacestation going a little bit too slow, trying to take a lot of map control. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Having map control and a lot of map control gives you complete control of the round. But unfortunately, it took a little bit too much of their time, and it forced them having to just make some really aggro, aggressive pushes.
So going back downstairs now, and again, these 6 picks looking really good here for Evil Geniuses, flexing a Cade, maybe thinking they're going to go back to CCTV and Cash, or try and bunker up. But once again, we've got the Vigil coming out from Geo, Mo back on the Legion. This looks like it's going to be another roam setup here for Evil Geniuses defending the basement.
Yeah, now remember last time, someone from, I think, the Evil Geniuses side got caught off guard, but Mo was able to trade it out. So let's see how they kind of change their roam game here. Space Station, knowing that they're going to roam, or at least have already pushed out their roam clear before, and they know that if they get one of those kills, the roamers are going to rotate back down. So Space Station really needs to focus on cutting off those rotates and not letting those guys escape.
Absolutely. And for Evil Geniuses, we're just waiting to see the setup here. They left a lot of the hatches soft last time. I think Kitchen Hatch was the only one they opted to reinforce. They even had Moto Hatch wide open for potential rotates back down should they require them. We've also got Jacuzzi Wall being reinforced. That's going to give it away pretty easily. Nate's drone is already on the Jacuzzi balcony, and the exterior CCTV wall being reinforced. So even with that 6-pick kind of fooling a little bit in op-pick phase, it's not going to go above the heads of Space Station for very long. They're going to be well aware of what the strategy is.
Now, time and time again, we also have seen Space Station completely avoid the roamers and go for a rush. So is that going to happen this round, or are they going to push out the roamers? If you don't push out the roamers, it can be very dangerous, and you don't have a lot of time if you're going to flood the site. So they got to be careful, and if they are going to push out the roamers, they need to make sure that they're working together and get those trades.
This time around, Rampy will stick on the Jackal instead of going back to the Buck in the middle of a 6-pick. So now they have some pings coming out onto members downstairs, though. Not the most effective use there for the rest of the roam clear, but he's still got the opportunity to use the other 2 tracks elsewhere. Oh, just crossing the purview there of Canadian up above that rotate, and he's going to rip over towards construction. The second Jackal track comes out onto NBK now. He does have a man being spotted by the default camera on the main stairs, but Mo's in support as well. Not sure if the member for Space Station is well aware of this, but Rampy wins out nonetheless. 24 HP remaining, and now Mo finally in. Rampy has no idea where these shots are coming from, and Necrox will take down Fultz as well. So health advantage actually on the side of EG here, but the Jackal track, the final one, coming out onto Mo now.
Now, Necrox is the smoke player, and he killed Fultz, so I'm curious to see where he helped him out in supporting his team. Rampy getting a kill onto Mo, cutting off those rotates, really, really important. Space Station in a good spot now. They have a man advantage. They just need to make sure that all the hatches are opened up, and it looks like Evil Geniuses did the work for them, so now they just need to focus up on where the bomb plant's going to go down. Geo with the pick on the Bosco. This is huge. This is a back-and-forth round. Geo regaining that blue control. This could go either way.
Absolutely, Geo being the difference making there on the jump out to take down both the hard breachers as well. A lot of the hatches have already been opened up by Evil Geniuses, but the walls downstairs are still reinforced. Church wall is still entirely reinforced, and I'm not sure if they elected to reinforce Kitchen Hatch this time as well. They did. So you got to go for a church plant, but you got to push in through doorways, and you still have Necrox on the smoke with 3 smokes remaining, and it looks like everyone at Space Station right now amassing outside of the blue hatch. They're all separating, going their separate ways now, trying to recover the diffuser will be Thinking Nade, and Space Station in a spiral right now.
Yeah, and this is the switch-ups we're talking about with Bosco moving to Thermite. How is it going to affect the round? It's unfortunate to lose your Hard Breach and your Maverick, and now you have no way of opening the wall, so Space Station just has to work together here to clutch out this round.
Lots of shots back and forth. Geo with one on the Thinking Nade, but Young will be traded out. Rampy is down, so it's all up to Thinking Nade, and both of them are just trying to bail. Know that there's not a lot of time left, and Thinking Nade now with pistol in hand. Nothing left in the primary. 2 to find, but Geo will shut it down. Necrox will get his down confirmed, and Evil Geniuses, again, able to run that one back on the roam, killing so much time, and both the hard breachers early.
Geo is so hyped. He is bringing the energy on his team. This guy has been on fire this matchup, and he should be proud of how he is playing right now. This is the Geo that we know and love. This player is a top contender at the top of the league, and Geo just really setting the bar high on this matchup. And it was unfortunate losing your hard breach that early on in the round. It forced SSG to kind of have to scramble there, and when you're put in that scramble state, you know, one wrong decision and that's it. So unfortunate round for Space Station, great round for EG, but you know, Space Station kind of did a good job of clearing out those roamers.
They did a good job of getting that roam cleared down. They just lost track of Geo momentarily, and that's kind of what happens when you have a Vigil.
Yeah, Vigil just causing a lot of issues for Space Station. I don't think Space Station brought an IQ last round, or I don't even know if they brought an IQ this whole match. They probably saw the Vigil, or you know, maybe a Valk pick and said, hey, that's it. It's time to start bringing IQ full time.
Evil Genius is looking to correct their woes on CCTV and Cache, as it's the only bomb site they've played that they've been unsuccessful on so far, and Geo now is going to bring out the Mira. So another operator that usually doesn't make it through. Whoa, okay. We're enjoying this. We're enjoying
Geo's
this.
here to have some fun, okay? If we're going to put on a show, it's going to be a show. So Geo bringing out the Mira. This is interesting. Let's see how they utilize the utility with the C4 and then the Mira on that wall. Most teams, that's the wall they go for, and we got a Mira on it. So I see maybe some impact tricking or possible C4s to stop a thermite that gets put on that wall. I'm not exactly too sure exactly how Evil Geniuses want to utilize this Mira, but let's see how Space Station reacts to it.
They'll have to be up to Space Station to try and adapt to this strategy, and this is something I don't think many people have seen before. And I don't know, it's going to be up to SSG to kind of react on the fly to this anarchy, really. The impact goes up to the wall, so it looks like Canadian's just going to pop up on the wall beside the mirror so that no one can actually play on it. But it's still going to provide visibility and be a nuisance to deal with. You try and put a thermite charge on that, which is the only hard breacher that Space Station have brought, they can pop the mirror and either impact it, nitro it, or if it's on top of the mirror, just pop the mirror and shoot it.
I like this call from Space Station. They saw the mirror, they saw the placement of where it was at, and they said, hey, you know what? Let's rotate the push. Let's not even push into the utility of the mirror. Let's completely just go a different direction. So I think this is a good call from SSG, a quick reaction, because they spawned on the other side. So they had plans to be opening up that wall and going garage and taking that control, but they have a switch up. They saw the mirror placement. So I think this is a good call coming out from Space Station.
If you look at both the mirror placements, neither of them are in a position, and you can't bring them back, but neither of them are in a position to deal with a construction and master side push. So, like you said, good IGLing there for Canadian and for Space Station to all make that rotate. It looks like Rampy's angling to go down below inside a stock. He'll have contention from both NVK and Geo downstairs, trying to repel his entry in, because that skeleton key can do a lot of work, especially when you have the mirrors down below.
The question for me is, where is that second Mira? Because the fact that Space Station doesn't have a Hibana, if there is a Mira on that top cache wall, okay, so they're good. If the Mira was on the top cache wall, Space Station would be not in a really good spot because they don't have anything to take care of that Mira, but because the Mira is focused on one direction, Space Station is in a good spot to clear this out.
Still have MVK downstairs, causing a lot of delay here, and Rampy just cannot make the entry in. Not confident in his ability to win this one against NVK, so he'll back off. Mo downstairs with a nitro cell in the back pocket as well, and looks like Rampy has abandoned his previous dreams of holding anyone out of stock. Waiting for runouts to come out now, and he'll drop back down to contest the stock door. As if there's a plant going down in cache, Mo will be the first person to get rid of it with that nitro. Avoiding the frag grenade, and there goes the first pick of the round. Geo on defaults. There goes the IQ. Trying to sneak his way into the door frame will be Rampy, as the plant execute needs to start going down now for Space Station. They're trying to barrel into the objective, but Geo holding pat at the top of the cache stairs has a nitro cell of his own to launch over. Should a plant attempt come from Space Station, Bosco getting ripped up outside of the breach hole, and now piling in now. It's thinking they need to take down one on the Necrox. A trade though, it's a two-bang now for Evil Geniuses, and just two members remaining. Canadian vaulting into the window, shredded to pieces by Young. Now thinking Nate's scrambling in the desperation of the final seconds. Young will shut it down. Evil Geniuses up 4-1.
Wow, what a switch up coming in from EG. I really liked the Mira placement. It totally threw off EG, and it showed. And coming from Space Station, they switched up the push. They wanted to go from a different direction. I like that call as well. Unfortunately for Space Station, they lost a lot of time when they made that rotate. You're not ready for something like that. You bring out a Mira and put it on that wall. You know, what do we do? How should we attack it? How are they holding this? So Space Station making a good call and rotating, but because they did not know that Mira was going to be there till after the round, they weren't able to spawn in the correct locations, so a lot of time was wasted on them rotating. And then MVK shining downstairs in that stock to set the kills in his direction.
Well, banning out the Hibana, obviously helping out Evil Geniuses right now as they've gone back-to-back rounds with the Mira, as Gio will 6-pick off the Pulse and take the Mira once again. Seeing how successful it was, at least being a distraction or a deterrent for the initial push that Spacestation wanted to bring. Marcio highlighting, unfortunately, that Canadian is currently 1-5. Not having the greatest game, but it is attacking on Clubhouse. For Evil Geniuses, though, they are 3 rounds away from sending Spacestation packing. If anyone was unaware, these are no longer group stages. You do not have a second life. You lose this game and you are done.
And back to the Clubhouse pick, this is what I'm talking about. When you pick Clubhouse, you are risking the possibility of going down a lot of rounds, especially when you need that momentum. It could hurt you. The thing here is I firmly believe that if you at least get 2 rounds on attack, you're still looking good. So Spacestation really needs this round, but if Evil Geniuses take this round, they might be able to use this momentum to finish off the game.
It would take quite the stand from Spacestation to be able to survive being down 5-1 at the half, but we've seen comebacks like that before. It's really a question of how they're going to be able to deal with this mirror window, because no Hibana means you're not getting it at range. I mean, you press up against that wall with a soft wall right beside it, you're in a bad spot. So the cash hold once again now being supported by these mirror windows. An impact coming as NVK was looking to run into the rafters, but he'll turn tail and run back to cash into the safety of the bunker they fashioned themselves.
Yeah, notice how Evil Geniuses are really utilizing these mirrors. They've realized, hey, you know what? Let's bring out the Mira, and because the Hibana has been banned, that's the biggest counter to Mira. So the fact that they're bringing out this Mira, knowing that Hibana's not on the board, it makes total sense, and I think it's working.
It definitely is. You saw it last round, you pointed out beautifully, the deterrent for their initial push that they wanted to go for was open up the CCTV wall and probably grab Rafters control and just go for the same push they went for last time when they were victorious. Yeah, you can't really do that anymore with those mirrors and no Hibana to get rid of them, no Twitch, and Rampy was very hesitant to push into stock down below. This time around, Canadian is going to be doing it, and he's going to be impacting below, spots the mirror window, and there goes the first one.
Yeah, Canadian opening up that mirror, so not that big of an issue, but Necrox is still in cash. They got to clear him out. This is where Spacestation excels. They're really good at pushing and pinching together. They need to focus up here and get this kill onto Necrox if they want to get this round.
Well, he's already bailed. A lot of utility being sent in. Rampy will burn a frag grenade and a lot of flashes being sent in as well to burn any potential ADSs, but everyone from Evil Geniuses turning tail, knowing that they've killed a majority of the clock in the round. Only 52 seconds left now, ticking away against Spacestation. They don't have Jacuzzi wall open yet, and last time around that was difficult for them to do as well. Even if they open Jacuzzi, they got a mirror window and bathroom to worry with. So Spacestation in a bad spot on this attacking round.
Yeah, same situation as last time. Young being in that little cubby in the office, and then MVK, he was supporting him last round. He might be doing it this round. They need to be using their grenades to get Young out, because if they drop that hatch, that's when that shotgun becomes deadly, and they do not have a lot of time. This is going to be a scramble for Spacestation here.
You see Bosco positioned with the diffuser outside the Jacuzzi wall, and it's still electrified inside of construction. Necrox tries to push through with full force, but will miss the shot. Canadian will take him down. A Nitro Cell sent out the window, gets caught on the window cell. Fultz with another one, and suddenly it's SSG in control. Concussion mine goes off, but Fultz with now the second one on the round. It's 2v5 now for Young and Gio to work out of. But Bosco needs to get in and start executing a plan. Young will take down Canadian. The plant going down inside a gym. No one the wiser for Evil Geniuses at the time. Almost hit zero. Rampy with a beautiful shot on Gio. And it's all Young alone. They're dancing with each other in the hallway, and Young will hit the knife. But Bosco, the savior after getting the plant down in gym. And again, Spacestation escape with one.
SSG needed that round, and they pulled through. I think this is still possible for Spacestation, but we're going to see once this swaps exactly how EG starts attacking and how Spacestation starts defending. A lot of time being wasted on the SSG side. EG doing a great job of stalling out Spacestation, but that scramble from SSG right there at the end was brilliant. Everyone won their gunfights, and Fultz really stepping up. He got a 3K that round. That's what Spacestation needs to gain some momentum.
Well, for Spacestation, like you said, 4-2 split isn't the end of the world. Kind of salvaged the round there, and don't know if Spacestation, obviously we don't know. We didn't talk to him before the game. Didn't see the operator bans come out. Don't know if Spacestation had any intentions of bringing a Mira, but seeing the effectiveness of it with Evil Geniuses, you got to be thinking maybe that's in the back of their minds.
Yeah, I know Spacestation will use Mira if she's available, depending on the site, depending on the map. Spacestation comes into this game with a game plan, and they want to play their game. I don't think they were ready for that mirror to be brought out from EG, and that threw them off a little bit, but now they're on the defense, they're in the driver's seat. They might bring a mirror at some point, but Space Station looks like they're not ready to bring the mirror yet, and I think we're gonna see a roam here from Space Station.
Looking like it, almost an identical setup to what we were seeing, just a castle introduced as well. Castle's kind of hit or miss for me on the roam setup. Obviously, it limits a lot of visibility and absorbs a lot of utility when you're trying to play like Gym Bedroom and just cut off sight lines. But it limits a lot of mobility for rotations back. It's, I don't know. Like I said, double-edged sword for me on the roam.
Yeah, focus right there on those castles too. Notice how they're going to be utilizing the castles. It's going to cut off both of the big doors so that they can rotate through construction, drop the hatch, and then drop into Moto. So just secondary barriers to cover and protect that roam game and that presence. But we might have a rush coming out from EG. They're pushing right through Moto. What is going on?
Everybody full sending into the oil pit now as 4 Evil Geniuses members all stack in the oil pit and 1 through the wall for Bosco to silence that and put it to rest. Another one inside behind the generator. Canadian with 1. NVK trades it back. Phone calls ringing out. EOD detonating inside the smoke. NVK and Mo now trying to turn tail and run away. The rush completely repelled by Space Station. Nitro cells abound as fireworks detonate in the oil pit tunnel, and Canadian still holding it down from an extremely long angle. Yeah, that didn't work out so well for EG.
Yeah, that's the thing with Space Station. They have that in their pocketbook. If you're gonna rush, they know exactly what they need to do. And you notice, they had their guys in sight quick.
Yeah, there were 2 members top floor for SSG, and they bailed faster than I think I've ever seen anyone run in this game back onto site to support their anchors. And for Evil Geniuses, valiant attempt. I've enjoyed the creativity so far from Evil Geniuses this game. That one, that was well repelled by Space Station. I do like this response here for SSG, and it looks like they're going to get this round back on the board and be back within 1.
Yeah, and both teams 0 for 1 on the rush. That just goes to show you how risky rushing can be. You're either going to win your gunfights or get completely shut down, and Space Station just completely shutting down that push into Moto. It's a very narrow hallway, and you got Bosco at the other end of it.
I like the patience for SSG too. They got their 3 picks. They know that they're stuck inside of blue. Another one now for Canadian, and looking to wrap it up will be Fultz on on the castle. It's Rampy actually to close it out with the Mozzie. Yeah, Space Station reading that rush well, reacting to it well. Evil Geniuses, valiant attempt on the creativity, like I said, but that's going to bring us within 1.
Yeah, and this is the definition of a momentum switch. SSG getting that round because of that rush. They might be fired up now, and this is what they need to push into at least a 3rd map. Space Station, I think they're in the driver's seat now. They're going to the 2nd best bomb site, and they got defense the rest of the game.
We might be seeing Villa after things were looking precarious for Space Station. Suddenly 1 round into their 2nd half now, and Space Station have pieced together 2 in a row. A 4-1 deficit now cut to a 1-round deficit. Gio's going to 6-pick off of the line onto a buck, so maybe we're going to get a little more procedural play here from EG on the attacking side.
Yeah, and if EG wants an opportunity to close it out, they got to be focusing up and going big on these rounds. They are on attack, but it's still doable. As long as they play a clean game of Siege, their communication is on point, their drones are on point, this still could be a win for EG. The question is, how are they going to take it, and how is Space Station going to stop it?
Up to CCTV and Cash now, and we see possibility of 3 Nitro cells on the side of Space Station. Fultz bringing the Cade, and that's been a pretty predominant operator throughout the entirety of this map. Oh, not spotting Gio's drone, though, underneath the racks inside of stock. Obviously, we have the massive benefit of having outlines on. Rampy's looking for any drones outside, and Gio might actually read this. Ooh, nice bait. Nice bait from Rampy. I guess he was expecting to be on drone there, and either that or someone told him to not.
Notice, too, it's the RIP Chala shield spot. They normally put a shield there at the bottom of Cash stairs. It is a staple. They do it from time and time again. I don't see the shield there anymore, so Space Station's still going to roam down below, maybe a little bit of a different type of roam, a different style of roam. They have those stacks C4s, though, like you said, so Evil Geniuses just needs to be really careful about when they go for that plant, making sure that it is clear. But right now, Evil Geniuses, they got to get the wall open, and then they need to really start focusing on Garage.
They don't have a Maverick. Oh my, NVK taking a lot of damage from that TCSG from Fultz, and he's going to back off knowing that he's chunked a decent amount of NVK's health away from him. Below 20 HP now will be NVK on the Twitch, so someone you would expect to be jumping in the fragging role, especially on that operator. You're one shot away from death.
Yeah, so EG coming down below as well, clearing out stock, so they know that Space Station's down here roaming, but they got to do this together, and they need to make sure that they're playing the trade game here. Evil Geniuses needs every single kill right now if they want to close out this matchup, and you want to really stop this momentum. If Space Station wins this round, they're going to be looking good.
Rampy trying to contend with the fact that he's being jackal-tracked by Necrox, who's upstairs, but being collapsed upon by multiple members of the Evil Geniuses attack, and it's kind of rough here for Rampy, but he's able to survive. He's not taking any damage in the process. We're midway through the round now. Evil Geniuses have sneakily made their way into construction. Firing in will give away the position, but I mean, that's a pretty sneaky split push there.
Yeah, Evil Geniuses coming through construction here. That's where they're going to be planning. They're going to be planning in cash, so they don't technically need garage control here. You might have somebody up top on the balcony or server window creating those angles and that pressure. But because they're not going for garage, all they need to do is make sure that nobody is in stock for that C4. So that's why you see Mo down here. He's going to prevent any rotates, but he's got to be careful here. Rampy might know that he's lane prone.
Pop up there from Mo, a battle back and forth, and it's Mo to prevail victorious onto Rampy. So there goes one of your Nitro cells that would be playing down below. Bosco, though, on the dock will take out NVK. Good shot there under the bullet holes for Necrox as we fire back and forth between these two teams. You still have Raptors control here. There were two members for Space Station, Fultz and Bosco. Fultz will now rotate in to try and quell the push into the construction door. There's only 30 seconds left. They don't have a Thatcher, so they can't get the Kate off the wall. Oh, another beautiful shot there, downing Necrox and confirming it will be Fultz to level man count, trying to pile into the garage. Bosco will set that to rest inside of the 90 of Rafters. Concussion Mine comes out, and he's going to have to rip up through the barbed wire. Mo running extremely low on time. He still gets the kill onto Bosco, so down to the 2v2. Carrying the diffuser. Looks like EG have pivoted now, trying to go for a cash push on top of the cash stairs. Gio with one, but he can't clean it up. Fultz, the clutch master. That's 3 on the round for him. Space Station able to equalize.
Fultz has been on fire, that specifically that round. I think that's a 4K for him, and you know, time and time again, Fultz has been stepping up into these plays and really shutting down some of these pushes and some of these holds. This is what you need, consistency, and Fultz, being a newcomer on the team, has just really, really started to shine. And he doesn't have a lot of LAN experience, and he's showing here that it doesn't matter. I can play with the big boys, and Fultz has been a great addition to Space Station. He made that round possible.
Yeah, it took a minute for Fultz to get adjusted to the level of competition, but I don't know, week 3, I would say, of Pro League is when he really came into his own and started playing on the same level as everyone else. And since then, he's never looked back. And 6 pick for Fultz, speaking of him. Off of Castle, 2 Valkyrie for a gym bedroom defense.
Yeah, so like we said before, normally you see a Castle here, but there's the mirror that you were talking about, bringing it out. They saw how effective it was versus them, so they're going to be using it on defense. No Castle, though. Not really that big of a deal. I think Castle is good, but it's not needed. Space Station stacking information, so they're going to have the Valk, and no IQ from Evil Geniuses. They got to be careful.
Very careful here. So it looks like pretty similar to the setup that Evil Geniuses were running. Space Station will put 1 into the master bathroom and probably 1 over towards the cache side, as there's a lot of reinforcements and kill holes happening over towards the east side of the building on the top floor as well. And for a gym bedroom defense, yeah, you need a lot of visibility, and the mirror only helps with that. The big question is, will Evil Geniuses be able to get things like the jacuzzi wall and cache walls open quicker than SSG were doing on their attacks?
Yeah, Bosco just making some rotates here, using that shotgun. Not the best in the game, but it is great for creating those holes. And they also have a C4 for coming out from that mirror, so you got 2 C4s on Space Station side. You know, possibly might see a roam presence downstairs somewhere in the bar, maybe by the pool table to stop the plant from the gym side. Let's see the direction Evil Geniuses want to go, but they have a Thatcher, so there's not really going to be issues on the walls, but no Maverick, so bandit tricking definitely is possible here.
Gio will swiftly open up the logistics hatch as he heads roof side. And 2 members for Space Station were up against the jacuzzi wall there for a moment, but they'll rotate back to bathroom here as Space Station pretty comfortable with their setup, not making a whole lot of rotations and not a lot of mobility to be had. They do have that one rotate from construction to logistics, but outside of that, the push on the far side, lacking a hard breacher. Young's going to go over to Jacuzzi Wall and try and focus that first.
EG a little spread out here. You've got 2 players, actually Geo outside of Strip. You've got one on Jacuzzi, one on the roof, one possibly over by the server wall. I think that might be MVK. They're really spread out here, and I'm not exactly sure the direction they want to go, but I know for a fact the Jacuzzi Wall needs to get opened up. That's why Young is there. Who's going to assist them, though, to get those bandits off? There it goes. Thatcher going down from the Crocs.
EMP will get rid of the bandit charge.
No bandit tricking coming from Nade, but Bosco playing that bathroom. That's going to be a huge contention point for Evil Geniuses. How are they going to clear Bosco out of that spot? Very powerful, and when you combine it with the Mira, it can be deadly.
Absolutely. And for the progression now, it's going to be a little more difficult because of this mirror window. Flashbangs being sent out, trying to disorient Bosco, but obviously, other side of a reinforcement, he's solid for right now. And VK is still slow goings here, and looks like he's being nitroed at by Faults downstairs. And for right now, it's slow goings for Evil Geniuses. They just can't get any progression past these mirror windows.
Yeah, a very slow push coming out from EG. I see where they're trying to go with it, but they don't have enough bodies to assist with these roamers and playing these certain rooms. They're kind of spread out. So Evil Geniuses, they're going to need a pick here to pull this round through. And if someone's still in cash, it's going to be pretty hard to pull that off.
Not a single member of the Space Station has taken a hit point of damage as of yet, and Rampy holding the rotate on top of the cash stairs point blank. So it's going to be up to NVK to try and waste out all these smokes that Rampy has inside of cash and push in on him. He's got an F2 against an SMG 11, and Geo is actually going to start things off on to Thinking Nade. Faults on the trade, though, in the kitchen hallway, so very spread out defense so far. Rushing in, and the saving grace will be Canadian on the opposite mirror, but hitting the deck now will be Bosco inside of the bathroom. Cannot hit the shots will be Young. 20 HP left on the mirror there after that engagement, so it's down to NVK and Necrox on opposite sides of the map. No diffuser control. NVK with one onto Rampy. They still have the mirror windows and 2 stacked in bathroom covering the diffuser. There's no time remaining. Canadian shoes down Necrox. It's all MVK alone. Time will expire. It's Space Station with 3 in a row.
Great solid hold from Space Station. They didn't really have to make a lot of adjustments or moves. They kind of just held their ground, and EG stalled out. They weren't too stacked over on the Evil Genius side. That's going to help them clear out the roamers. I think that's their answer right here. Space Station kind of struggling on the roam clear and pushing them out. So Jackal and Lion is going to assist with that. I think they brought a Jackal last time, but they didn't have a Lion. Did they have a Lion?
Yeah, the last time they pushed this, they did. They went for the rushdown oil pit.
That's right. So they did have the Lion, but unfortunately the rush did not work out. I think the Lion is a better pick with the Jackal stacked if they're going to clear out roamers. So I think Evil Geniuses might have an easier time here. But here we go. Let's find out.
Absolutely. Same castle barricades placed in same spots and same lineup coming up from Space Station. A lot of drone denial and a lot of drone confusion in general. You've got Canadian on the Vigil to completely disrupt the visibility for drones, and then you've got Mute and Mozzie to try and kill and capture drones and take them back onto their own side. So a lot of roaming presence here and a lot of favorable roaming operators for Space Station on the roam, and I think you're right here. It looks like Evil Geniuses are going to try and take this a little more procedurally, less of a rush down oil pit or anywhere really, and try and take it one step at a time and clear out the roam.
Geo helping out with the droning, trying to get that intel, see where they're roaming at. I think we've got Jaeger, or who was it? Not Jaeger. I think it might have been Faults, possibly. Someone's roaming in bar. So they got to really make sure that these guys don't rotate up the staircase when they go for the push. Nade might be the first contention point here for Evil Geniuses. He might be the main focus. Geo, though, has the rotate cut off from this window. Pretty big, powerful power position for Geo to have. Nade's not going to be able to rotate to help anybody in office or master. He would have to, maybe be forced to go into gym and drop down that hatch and rotate out. So Nade has to be careful here. He's kind of being pinched.
Shots towards that Jacuzzi wall, give away the location of Necrox outside the gym window, and now moving during the EOD detonating will give away the position of Thinking Nade, and he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, now being Jackal tracked as well. Can't drop anywhere. The window's cut off, so he can't go to the hatch to drop. He can't go to the main stairs because Geo's holding it, and took a minute there, but Geo's successful in taking down Thinking Nade. So that's one of your roamers cleared off, but you can see Canadian and Rampy both in a tandem trying to backpedal down the main stairs. Canadian looking to stay and maybe catch anyone getting a little overzealous in the bar, but now they will both full send it back into the objective. So a good start here for EG on the roam clear. They just took a lot of time to do it.
Unfortunate for Space Station to lose that Mute so early on, but on the other end of the spectrum, he wasted a lot of time. So even though they weren't able to get any kills, sometimes the roamer just needs to waste a little bit of time. Now, Evil Geniuses with only 50 seconds on the clock. They got to start going quick and to decide where they want to plant this bomb, or they're going to have to scramble through this doorway. And we know that doesn't necessarily work when there's a shotgun on the other end, or just anybody for that matter. It's hard to push through church with somebody sitting right next to that doorway. So they got to move quick here, and Space Station is just pretty much going to sit and wait to react.
3 members of Evil Geniuses all barrel down the main stairwell as they look to push towards Arsenal, actually, as they blow open the soft wall. Fult's the only man to contest this, but they do have Rampy and Bosco all staring down the main hallway, making sure that no one can catch them. The smoke grenades will come out to disrupt visibility, and Necrox in a bit of a flank through blue, trying to vault into the rotate, but Fultz will cut him down. There goes the diffuser. Another one for Fultz. Rampy dispatched up by NVK. So many Legion mines going off now, but it's a 2-piece, and now almost a 3rd for Evil Geniuses. It's just Geo, last man standing, stuck inside of dirt. Bosco chews it up for 3 in 5 seconds, and we are looking to go to Villa. Match point now on map number 2 for Space Station.
Bosco going huge that round for the 3K, and I think Fultz also with a few of those kills. He got 2. Just great plays by Space Station. Just goes to show you how important just wasting time is. Nade wasn't able to get a single kill, but because they only had a minute left, they had to scramble. They ran through, what, 18 Legion mines? Geo had to open up the doorway. Like, there's just not enough time to react to, that kind of a push. So Space Station held their ground and waited for those guys to come into their crosshairs, and wow, what a round for Space Station. If I'm a gambling man, which I kind of am, I think this is going to a map 3.
Looking like it, unless Evil Geniuses can push overtime with back-to-back offensive victories. They have been fruitless so far on the attack. In stark comparison to what we saw on Coastline, where EG went 4-0 on the attack. 4 successful rounds on the attacking side on Coastline for Evil Geniuses, and now on Clubhouse, they just have 0 traction. So I guess now, whether it was a 5-1 split or a 4-2 split, kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, now it's do or die for Evil Geniuses. They haven't won a single attack yet, so now it is time for them to get one round on the board just to, possibly bring this back. But Space Station has so much momentum on their side. They're on defense. They're on Clubhouse. They are set up to close this match out. But Evil Geniuses, they have one more shot to bring it back here and finish up on Clubhouse. Is it possible? Yes. Can they do it? Yes. Are they going to do it? I don't know. They got to step up now, and they got to do it. They don't have an option.
So no mirrors being brought out for Space Station top side, as they're pretty content with the way they held this last time. And I mean, why wouldn't you be? It worked out pretty darn well for you. Evil Geniuses, last time they attacked the site, tried to go for that sneaky split push with Young and I believe NVK pushing into construction by themselves, and everyone else going for a bit of a clear downstairs. Looks like Evil Geniuses this time around have changed directions, trying to go for that CCTV exterior wall off rip, and thinking Nade is going to do his best to bandage.
Geo opening up the wall in construction. Evil Geniuses pretty comfortable on a split push. It seems like it's kind of their style on a lot of maps. That's exactly what you see here. Young trying to get open this wall, but Nade's bandit tricking might get this first thermite off.
Now the Zofia stun's coming out. The second one, barely just in time, as the wall will successfully be opened by Evil Geniuses. You can see 3 members for Space Station all stacked on one another on the cache stairs, and they're going to have to try and spread out a little bit. Rampy's going to head down to Lounge, and Canadian thinking Nade will disperse themselves a little better upstairs to hold the site, but now they have the CCTV wall blown wide open to contend with, and it sounds like another wall just got opened up, maybe bottom garage by Young, as his diffuser icon's down there. Fult's taking a little bit of damage. I believe he's in rafters. Nope, he's at the cache door.
Yeah, there's still a person top rafters here from Space Station. They gotta clear that guy out. They're not gonna be able to take garage control without eliminating that guy. Geo though with a nice nade on the thinking nade. That's the type of kill that you need to send the ball and putting it in your court and taking that control. Geo just really stepping up for his team when they need him the most. And now they gotta focus on garage here.
Geo with another one onto Rampy as he goes downstairs as well. Juicing himself up will be Bosco in the rafters, looking for the peak, but Mo will send him to rest. Beautiful flick there. Fult's down. It's Canadian alone in a 1v5. He gets 1 for his troubles, but it's not enough. Evil Genius is battling back now. We're going to go the distance in regulation.
Wow, just Geo stepping up for his team again. He got 3 kills. The other players were able to finish it off, but Geo just really setting it in motion for his team, for success. This is what I like to see from Geo, and he was absent for a little bit in Pro League, and now it looks like to me he's back.
Geo definitely looks like he's back. Also didn't have the greatest performance in Raleigh, but Evil Genius is a team didn't succeed all that well in Raleigh at the major in the group stages, and they lost to Space Station there as well. So maybe looking to exact a little bit of revenge here for different reasons. But we're going to go to Gym Bedroom to try and lock this one out now for Space Station. Fultz is going to get off the Cade and go to the Valkyrie. Last time they were successful in these mirror windows, really the death of Evil Geniuses. We'll see if Gio and the squad can come up with a different strategy to try and run this one back.
Yeah, this is the round here for Evil Geniuses if they want to tie this up and send it into overtime. Totally doable. And I also, on the other end of the spectrum with Space Station, I like this switch up going to this site. They know that those mirrors really stall out EG. The question is, does EG have the right counter to make sure that the attack goes smoothly? As of right now, and what we've seen so far in this match, the answer is no. So if they have a time to counter it, it's now. And if they can do that successfully, they're going to send this match into overtime.
Good news is for Evil Geniuses that you can use a lot of utility on getting rid of these mirror windows. Obviously, you don't have a Hibana to get rid of them outright, but you can burn ADSs and toss a couple frag grenades in there, or use stun canisters or impacts, or whatever the hell you really want. And there's no castle to contend with. All of your soft reach can be utilized on either burning ADSs or being conducive into the push towards these mirror windows and getting rid of them.
Now, I know Thinking Nade likes to sit by that jacuzzi wall. He absolutely loves bandit tricking. He does a great job at it. The only difference here is they do not have castle, so he's not going to be able to sit there and bandit trick. Those walls are going to be soft, so Nade just has to be careful, making sure that he doesn't get caught off guard, going for a bandit trick, maybe getting a little bit too greedy. But right here, Evil Geniuses shouldn't have a problem opening up that wall because there's no castle, but Thinking Nade just needs to be careful.
Bosco took a little bit of damage as well. I'm not sure what that was from. I think Bosco might have been towards the main stairs, and Gio's been spraying through that main stairs wall every time it repels up. So might have just caught him with a couple stray bullets there from the C8. But hey, if you're EG, you take those. Split push for Evil Geniuses looking pretty good so far. I mean, the exterior cache wall isn't reinforced this time, so they don't have to blow it open with a thermite charge. They look a little further interior in terms of cache, and hopefully they don't get stalled out on that cache side last time, because NVK sat there just staring at the door for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, so here they go. They're getting the jacuzzi wall open. This is good. This should be easy for Evil Geniuses unless Nade out of nowhere decides to go for a bandit trick. It doesn't look like it, so they're going to be able to get this wall open. That's not the issue, though. The second they get this wall open, they're going to be facing a Mira. How are they going to deal with this Mira? And if Bosco stays here the whole round, it's going to be pretty hard for Evil Geniuses to pull this through.
Yeah, and you've only got 2 frag grenades on Gio, who's not even in the same zip code as this mirror window. So that's kind of your only option to displace anyone directly. Outside of that, you're probably just charging the gates. Maybe throw a smoke grenade on the mirror and just vault on in and see if you can get lucky. It's tough to deal with these without a Hibana. Nitrocell going soaring out. There go your smoke grenades. Mo will meet his demise. And now Gio trying to push out the rest of what is left of this cache hold.
Yeah, Space Station had a Valk. That might be the reason why Mo is dead now. He had probably a Valk cam front door somewhere outside, maybe in the trees. Saw Mo laying down, took advantage of it, and used that C4 to get him. That's a big kill for Space Station, setting them in the motion to finish this round. Fultz, though, getting killed by Gio. Gio taking control. I'm not sure. Rampy with the trade. Wow. Dude, this game is crazy, and Space Station doing a great job of possibly closing this out.
Trying to push in through the toxic smoke was Gio, but well read by Rampy to at least salvage his life. NVK in the trade, though, as he makes it to the top of the main stairs. Thinking Nade immediately slaps him back down. It's down to the final 25 seconds for Necrox and Young to keep themselves alive here on Club. Young will take down Thinking Nade down to the 2v2. They have the mirror control, but they have to worry about the bathroom. Young needs to go for the plant inside of the gym, downed by Rampy, and now it's a crossfire. One from construction and one from bathroom. Necrox gets one, but that's going to wrap it up. Space Station take Club 7-5. We're going